Hello, I am Subranil Maiti and you are watching Coded Horizon. And this video is basically where I over-engineer solutions to a thing that is bothering me slightly, more than it should actually. Like how Windows cannot just have a clean way to manage dot files. So I built one. If you have ever used Linux, you have probably heard of a nifty little tool called stow. It's a symlink manager that manages handling dot files a breeze, neat, tidy, and just works. Believe. But jump over to Windows and yeah, it's a chaos. Configs are everywhere. No standards, just vibes. No, actually seriously. Just think about it. Some app stores configs in local app data folder, some in AppData aka roaming folder, and others express full folder in weird places. There is no defined structure and every app is doing its own thing. The real headache? The rules are totally different between Windows and Linux. And if you are someone who jumps between both, maybe syncing dot files via Git gets a little bit messy. So I decided to fix it. I built a tool inspired by stow but tailored specifically to Windows. Yes, just Windows. Something that represents Windows quirks while giving you the simplicity of Linux folks that take for granted. A quick refreshers for anyone new to this problem. On Linux, there is a tool called stow. It helps to manage your config files, aka dot files, using symbolic links. Instead of manually copying files into weird system directories, you just link them. That's it. It's clean, reversible, and makes setting up environments a breeze. And the magic works because Linux follows some conventions, like storing app configs in /config folder in your home folder. So just make a folder called dotfiles, structure it like home directory, run stow, and everything gets mapped where they belong. Best part, the whole dotfile folder can be tracked with Git, so syncing across setups and machines is easy. Just git clone and cd into it and just store dot and you are done. So I opened my laptop and started researching. Choosing the programming language was the easy part. I went with Rust. Why? Because I wanted something small, standalone, and lightweight. No runtimes, no bloats. That rules out Python, Kotlin, or even C if I do not want to vessel my memory management. Rust hits the sweet spots. And I decided right away I'm focusing on Windows only, as Linux already has its king, GNU Stow. I am not trying to dethrone that if I can. At first, I wanted to call it WSTOW, but a quick Google search told me someone beat me to it. So I went with winstow. Now the logic of mapping things, that was a bit messier. My first idea was to create a default internal registry that maps common folder names to common file paths, like nvim to localappdata/nvim. But then I realized Windows is a chaos. Some apps go to local, some to roaming, and some need a whole different directory with a specific name. So I said screw it. Just let users configure their own files. That the file? A simple winstow.toml. As you can see in your screen, it's minimal. Super minimal actually. Just the app name, form and 2. And here's how it works. If 2 starts with percentage, it expands to environmental variables. If it starts with dot slash, then it treat is as relative to the config files, but get resolved as an absolute path. If it's anything else, it is as it is. Basically, everything resolved relative to where the config file live, so the whole .file folder stays portable and clean. The plan was simple. Read the config file, check if the from exists, check if to does not exist, and then symlink it. Now, when it comes to error, yeah, I definitely didn't want to babysit every possible edge case. So I wrote a little wrapper around errors. If anything fails, it just dies with the error message. No retries, no soft landing. If it is an error, it's a fatal one. If the program hits an error, it straight up says clean, fast, predictable, and no second guessings. Every error is fatal to me. I considered checking the target path already exists and whether it's a symlink to the right place already. But the symlinks in Windows is kinda cuts. Even if I know something is symlink, getting the actual path it's point to is a pain. So I drop that part. Just check if it exists, if it does, keep or error done. Also, I found out that Windows uses two separate functions to create symlinks. one for files and one for directories. Not a big deal actually, it's easy enough to automate with Rust in the math statement. Finally, it's time to fire up Rust rover. I wrote a quick prototype. A little hurdle was that I need administrator privileges to create symlink in Windows. I ran the test in a separate elevated terminal. The symlinks were showing up, but broken. Windows does not make it obvious why. So I used Linux tools which come from Github and ran ls-la, and boom, I discovered the path were wrong. Turns out symbolic links in Windows need either to be absolute or correct relative path from where the link is created. Fixed it and retested it. Works like a charm. But there is a small problem. I am coming to it later. I did not film myself coding every line, but let's skip ahead to the good part. Rust reads the TOML, parses it, and feeds the data into my symlink function. Then I added clappdate handling the command line arguments and added a -v flag for verbose printing. And yeah, done. And the problem I was talking about? If the destination part doesn't exist, like if some nested folder weren't already there, Rust would just throw an error path does not exist. So I added a quick fix. Before creating the symlink, it now makes sure the entire destination directory structure exists. If it doesn't, it just creates the missing folders automatically. Problem solved, isn't it? Final result. I run it, it reads the config and creates all the symbolic links. No hand holding, no second guessing. And yes, I know there's still one weird bug where it tries to create a link even if the destination already exists. I couldn't figure out how it escapes the check, but whatever, the rest works perfectly. I didn't bother with auto elevation either because if you are using this, you are probably a dev. You know how to run as administrator. After that, I wrote a nice readme, which I definitely didn't borrow it from ChatGPT, added a license file, and started thinking about shipping it. My best guess was Wingate. Publishing to Wingate? Yeah, it's like filing taxes but with YAML. The full video on it will be coming soon if I decide to make it. But yes, believe me, it's a pain. So yeah, that's winstow. Built with Rust for Windows because managing dot files shouldn't be painful. If this helped or you just love seeing real tools built from scratch, hit the subscribe button and sudo smash that bell icon as the more development tools and more stories are coming soon. Bye. Subranil signing out.